By the end of this video, you will have a full framework for using AI agents to automate any task in n8n. And to whoever is watching this, I guarantee that right now you have tasks that an AI agent could do both better and faster. And the longer that you delay learning how to build these agentic systems, those wasted hours will begin to pile up, and it's actually holding you back from your growth. Now, this framework fixes that, and it's a system that I use in order to implement AI agents into my business and my personal life. Now, this is the system that we are going to be building today. I'm not only going to show you how to build this system that's actually going to provide you immediate value, but I'm also going to give you a framework for developing systems like this whenever you want. And so let me show you how this works. What this automation does is it watches for new YouTube videos on all of my favorite channels: AI Foundations, Productive Dude, and n8n. What happens is whenever one of these channels uploads a new video, it automatically gets put into a database. And then in a matter of about 10 seconds, it grabs the transcript of that YouTube video that just got uploaded. It runs through an AI agent, which has access to my goals, what I'm doing in my personal life, what I want for my business. And then that agent makes a decision. Should I watch this video or should I not? Is it signal? Is it noise? And then it sends me an email. So for instance, I could execute this workflow and send in some test data from my YouTube channel. As you can see, it's going to get that transcript, and in a matter of seconds, my AI agent is already reading that transcript. In the instructions of my agent, it has the goals of my business and of my life, and it's going to make a decision. Should I watch this or not? I no longer have to get on YouTube, because what I can do is I can put the people who are actually providing value on a feed trigger so that whenever they upload a video, it gets the transcript, and then the agent decides, is it even valuable enough to watch? And it sends me an email just like that. Now let's go take a look at my email. As you can see just now, it gave me an email, new video from AI Foundations. It gives me a quick summary of the video. It gives me an ROI score of a medium, and it gives me the reason it gave me that score. So ROI, if you're not familiar, means return on investment. What is my return on investment after watching this video? It says it's medium, and then it gives the reason. And then it gives me the link to the YouTube video. So I don't even have to go to YouTube to find it. My automation puts it in the database, grabs the transcript, and then my agent decides on my behalf. And it's not even like it's deciding on my behalf. It's just giving me the option and laying everything out with the summary, the ROI score, and the reason. Now in this video, I might be moving fast, and that's because I want to teach the framework, not necessarily how to build the AI agents themselves. Now you're going to be learning things, especially if you're new, and I'm going to break it down as simple as possible. But if you want a full 40 module agent building course, I recommend joining our AI Foundations community, because in the classroom, if you scroll down, we have an entire course on building agents with n8n. And this course goes over literally everything that you need to know in order to build out these agentic workflows completely by yourself. We have over 40 modules in here, drag and drop templates, and furthermore, if you ever get stuck, you can go to the support category and type in a question and then a description of your problem. One of our 5 team members, including myself, will help you out, giving you custom Loom videos and custom guides in order to get you to where you need to be and solve any technical issue that you have with building agents. So if that interests you and you're sick of going on YouTube to try to learn all of the techniques and you want one structured spot to do it, I left a free video in the description below that goes over everything that our community has to offer. I just mentioned a couple of the things, but I recommend watching that after this video to see if you would be a good fit for our private community of AI enthusiasts. Now, the beautiful thing about this framework is it allows you to take any input in your life and automate it and let the agent make the decision for you. So life is full of inputs, especially nowadays. I mean, right now you're watching a YouTube video, which is an input into your mind. You're deciding, should I implement this? Should I not? What do I need to learn from this? Which, as you saw in the beginning, we're gonna learn how to actually make a system that works for us. We have emails, we have notes, we have travel information, bank statements, subscriptions, team communication. We have news updates that we're deciding constantly. Should we apply this to our life? Should we care about this? Should we not? We have ideas that are slipping our mind because we just have so many things going on. Phone calls that are coming in, Zoom calls we have to get on, direct messages we have to answer to, invitations we have to answer to. Everything in life is an input. And chances are you are usually the one making decisions on all of these inputs. You've got to make the decision whether to apply the knowledge. You have to make the decision on how to respond to certain things. And by the time all of these decisions and all of these inputs in your day-to-day operations are complete, you've already used up 80% of your mental bandwidth on the day. With decisions that could have just been completed with AI in the first place. A lot of the time, you don't even need to be the one making decisions. AI can make the decision for you, and I'm going to show you the system that allows AI to do that for you. And that does not mean that you're completely removed from the loop, by the way. I like looking at AI as an enhancement to your existing workflows. That's where it thrives best. And so the system is pretty simple. We take our inputs, we put them into a database with an automation, and then we train an agent on three things. Number one, how do we use the database itself? The agent needs to understand the database and the information that it has access to. Number two, the agent needs to understand our goals and reason for automating this. Like, why are we automating information into the database in the first place? And number three, we need to give it some instructions and guidelines for how to respond. And so with all three of these things, the agent can begin to make decisions on our behalf that we don't need to be there for. We can just say yes or no. We don't have to think about all of the process that goes into making a successful decision because we can set that up in the agent. And I'm going to show you how to do this with YouTube videos. We're going to automate YouTube videos into a database. We're going to grab the transcript during the automation. We're going to feed that transcript to the agent, and then that agent is going to use these three things, and it's going to help me make a decision. It's going to score the video based on the transcript, and it's going to say, Drake, should you watch this or should you not based on the goals that you've given me? And I've done this with everything. I've done this with Zoom call transcripts, so I've gotten summaries of my meetings. I've done this with ideas to where I set up Siri. All I had to do was say, I have an idea, and what it did was it transcribed my voice, sent it to a database, and all my ideas were stored in that database. You could do this with anything in your life, but I recommend starting with something that we're all doing right now, which is watching this YouTube video. Step number one in all of this is update your n8n to the latest version so you can get the data tables field right here. In order to do that, you can open up your sidebar, go to the admin panel. When you're in the admin panel, go to manage. And here, where it says n8n version, make sure that you're on the latest stable. After you've done that, we can go to data tables and we can create our database, the thing that we're going to be sending all of the YouTube information to. And I'm going to click in the upper right-hand corner. I'm going to hit this drop down and select create data table. And this is just like creating a Google Sheet. It's very simple. I'm going to call this YouTube testing and then hit create. And from there, I'm going to create my fields. So I'm going to add all of the fields that we need. Starting off with video underscore title, so we know the title of the video. We can leave these two created fields for us. I'm going to type in URL, author. I'm going to type in publish underscore date, and I'm going to make the type a date time, add column. And I'm also going to have a transcript field, so I'll add a column and type in transcript. And then I'll hit add, we can leave that a string. And now our database is ready to throw information to. So first we need to create the automation that actually watches my YouTube channel or any other YouTube channels that I want to have on an automated timer so that whenever they upload, I can get notified if the video is actually valuable to me. And this is putting me and putting yourself not at the whims of the algorithm, but it's giving you control over what you're consuming. That's a big problem right now is we don't even have control over what we consume. They throw videos on our feed and our mouths start watering because we just want to watch them. So adding this in your day-to-day system will already save you so much time. So in the upper right-hand corner, I'm going to hit create workflow. I can rename this to like YT, automation, test, whatever. You can name it whatever you want. And the first step we need to add is an RSS feed trigger. And remember, we're building the automation right now and automating data into our database so our AI agent can use it. So I'm going to add that first step and type in RSS. And where it says RSS feed trigger, you want to select that. And what this does is it automatically pulls in a feed every minute, hour, day, week, month, any custom time that you want. So I can just watch this every minute so that right when somebody uploads a new video, I can get it. Or if I want, I could also just do every day. And in order to get YouTube channel feed URLs, what you need to do is you need to go to the YouTube channel you want. For instance, if I'm on n8n, I want to go to their channel and select their videos tab. And then you want to right click anywhere on the screen and then hit view page source. and it will bring up a screen that looks like this. Once you're here, you want to hit Command or Control F on the keyboard, and it will pull up this little search bar for you. You want to type in quote RSS in all caps and then another quote, and that will pull you straight to this link. You can just copy that link like this and then go put it into your RSS feed trigger. So now, if you put that feed URL, it pulls in the channel ID for you, which is important because now it's watching that channel every day to find the latest content that it's posted. So if I hit fetch test event, it's going to pull in n8n's latest YouTube video. So if you're having this feed run every minute, it's going to be basically real-time pulling in of data to your workspace. And so now I'll rename this n8nyt, and now I'll go do this for a couple of other channels. And this is a step where you want to go through and you want to pull in all of the channels that you like watching that you get value from. And so now I have 3 YouTube channels. Let's say I like watching these. The next step is I need to create a node that combines all of their data into one unified field. So I'll go to the upper right-hand corner, I'll type in set, and I'm going to use this set node to map all of these trigger nodes to, so they all can be named the exact same thing. So I'm just going to connect all of those triggers to this set node, and then I'm going to start naming the fields. So you can get some test data in by just executing one of the workflows and then double clicking, and then you can find it and then just start dragging in the fields like this. We can rename them a little bit later. I'll drag in publish date and author. These are the fields that we put in our table, so these are the fields we want to set. And now I want to map it to the actual field names that we had of our table so we can be organized. So for the video title, I'll name it video_title. The link, I believe I called that URL. Publish date, I called that publish_date. And author, I left author. So now we have all of this information. So no matter what channel comes out with a new video, it's going to just set it with these names for each one of the fields. So it doesn't matter who the author is, it will be called author. It doesn't matter what the video title is, it will always be called video_title, and it will populate dynamically here. And so now we can set up a little search filter to make sure that the same video doesn't get in the database twice. We can do that by selecting this plus button, typing in data table, selecting that, and then hitting get rows. We could rename this to like search and filter. And where it says data table, we want to choose the table that we created, so YouTube testing in this case. And then we want to match all conditions and then add a condition where URL equals, and then we can map the actual URL right there. So what this is doing is it's saying if there's a URL that matches the one incoming in my database, then we don't want the automation to run because it's already been processed. So what we can do is after this data search, we could test that out right now. As you can see, we get no output data, which is good. But if we want the automation to run, we'll have to go to settings and always output data. And so now when we run that, it's not just going to say no output data, it will just return empty. So if I select this plus button and I type in if, I can add this to the canvas and it automatically connected for us. And what we want to do is we want value 1 to be not empty. So is not empty. So what this is saying is if the value that we type in is not empty, it will be true and it will go down the true route. And so if json.url, if this is not empty in the search and filter node, then we can go down true. So I want you to copy what I'm doing here. I want you to turn this to an expression, and then I want you to type in double brackets, $, json.url. Because that's what this field name will be called in this search and filter category here. You'll see what I mean. So if I actually run one of these after setting it up like that, it should go to the false route since it is empty. And if it is empty, we want to continue the workflow down here. If it's not empty, we'll just stop the workflow. And so since it's not in the database, now what we need to do is we need to create a row in our table. So I'll hit the plus button, type in data table, and then I'll hit create row or insert row. I can choose this from the list. So I'll just go to the YouTube testing, and then I can start implementing all of these things in right here. For now, I can delete the transcript since we don't have that yet. We'll add that later. Now I need to map all these fields. So I can connect it to the false route, and then I can double click into here. I'll go back to the edit fields node that we created earlier, and I'll just start dragging and dropping these fields where they match. So URL can go to URL, video title to video title, publish date to publish date, and author to author. So now if I save this and I open up my data table in another tab, as you can see, we have no data in here right now. But if I run this, since we have insert row, and I go to AI Foundations, just like that, it adds a new row of data. If we hit the refresh button, as you can see, we now have my video title, my URL, the author, and the publish date. But now we need to pull in the transcript as part of the automation. So in order to do that, you're going to need to go to a website called Rapid API. And this is free. You can do this up to 100 times per month for free. So I just typed in Rapid API, and I'm going to go to rapidapi.com. You can sign up for an account. It literally takes 5 to 10 seconds. Then you can go to the API hub. And what I want you to do is type in YouTube transcript. And then what you can do is select that top one with this logo by Solid API. This is going to allow you to grab YouTube transcripts very quickly, and it is free for 100 requests per month. In order to use it, you'll have to subscribe to it. You're going to see a subscribe button up here. You don't need to enter any card information. You can just subscribe to the free plan without any card. I'll show you how that works real quick. For instance, if I go to this fresh LinkedIn profile data, there's a subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. I can hit subscribe to test. And for the YouTube one, there will be a free plan that you can use. And you can just hit subscribe to this plan, and it's a one-click subscribe. You have zero card information, and it's ready to go. And once you subscribe to the free plan, you want to go to this get transcript with URL, and then you want to copy this C URL over here on the right-hand side, and then go back to your n8n. Then what you want to do is you want to add an HTTP request. So I'll hit add, go HTTP request, and then I'll hit import C URL, that thing we just copied over here. This is a C URL, and it builds out the entire HTTP request for us. So if I import that and paste it in and import it, now it's using this request, and we can dynamically put in any URL we want to pull in the transcript. So in order to do that, I'll just delete out that predefined value it had, and I'll make this an expression and drag in our video URL from the insert row node. I'll drag that in, and now if I hit execute step, in a couple of seconds, the YouTube transcript will be all ready for us. So this is from my most recent video. And so we could rename that module if we want to like get transcript. And now that we have this in here, we want to insert the transcript into this row. So we can actually update a specific row by using the ID from this. If I click in, as you can see, each time you actually create a row, it comes with an ID. So we want to make sure that we update that same row that we've been messing with this entire process. Since each row equals one new YouTube video, we want to make sure we get that transcript to the exact row it needs to be in. So I'll add this, and I'm going to type in data table. What I want to do is update row. If I hit update row, I can select the data table, which is the same thing we've been using. And then I want to add a condition, and I want to match all conditions. I'll add a condition, and we can leave this on ID number. We can leave this on equals. And what we want to do is we want to hit the drop down on insert row and drag and drop this ID to that value. This will ensure that we are updating the row that was created at the beginning of this run. And then I can just delete everything in here except the transcript. And then I can just go pull in the transcript and drag and drop it in right there. So this can be adding transcript. And then what I'll do is I'll click out back to Canvas, and I'll hit this little play button. And what that did was it quite literally added the transcript to this row. So if I hit refresh, you're going to see that entire transcript pull in to our data table. And I have it all right here in n8n. So now we can use this entire thing within our AI agent in order to have it make decisions on whether we should watch that video or not. And so this is the automation of the input to the database. As you can see, we have 3 database nodes that we use this entire time. And native n8n tables make this so much easier than it used to be. But what we can do is we can feed all of that information we just received, which could be happening on a timer, by the way. You can set this up to go every minute, every hour, day, week, and then you can just activate the workflow, and it can be running for you while you sleep and then emailing you whether the video is good to watch or not. And so far, we're doing really good. We've gotten down this first half of the process where we've taken an input, which is a YouTube video, we've scraped the transcript, and then we've uploaded it to a database. So now All we need to do is attach an agent to it, help it understand how to use the database, give it some of our goals, and give it instructions and guidelines for how to output its prompts to us. And it's going to act on behalf of our goals. So if a video comes in that's completely crazy, it's not going to tell me to watch it in the alert. So let's build this agent now, and there's a couple of things that you should do when you build an agent. Number one, what I like to do is go through a 5 whys analysis. So why am I actually doing what I am doing? I've created this GPT called the root cause GPT. And what this is going to allow you to do is discover the root cause of why you want to automate what you want to automate. And this is really important. It goes through a 5-question loop that asks you why 5 times, so that when you hit Let's Automate, you can truly discover the reason behind why you want to automate that thing. So if I hit Let's Automate and I'm doing this YouTube transcripts as an example, I can go through this process. As you can see, it says, great, let's kick this off. I'll ask you a series of short why questions up to 5 layers deep to uncover the real root cause behind the automation you want. What input do you want to automate or capture? I can just say YouTube transcripts, and I can send that off. And now it's going to go through the why analysis. Why number 1, it asks you, why do you want to automate YouTube transcripts? Or why do you want to automate whatever you want to automate? And then you can just answer honestly, and it's going to really uncover the true reason behind why you want to do what you want to do. So I don't keep wasting time on content that doesn't help. I could send it off. Then it gives me why number 2. Why is avoiding wasted time on unhelpful content important to you? I then say because I need to spend my time creating instead of consuming. I'll send it off and it will ask me my 3rd why. Why is it important to prioritize creating over consuming? I can put because it's what helps my community members and viewers learn most. Then it asks me why is helping your community members and viewers learn the most important thing for you. I can just keep responding to these whys and uncovering the root cause of my problems. And some of these questions get honestly pretty hard to answer. So you just want to keep on answering. And after I answered the last why, it says, got it, thanks for going deep. So if I put this together, your core goal isn't just automating YouTube transcripts. It's really about freeing up time from low-value content consumption so you can focus on creating teaching material that helps your community learn faster, which is absolutely correct. And I'm amazed every time I go through this system. Then I can say, yes, that sounds exactly correct. And I can send that off. And then it gives me an entire brief that I can use when creating my AI agent. And it gives you your root goal, which is really important because this is what you want to give to the agent in its system instructions. So if I go back to my n8n workflow here, what I want to do is I want to hit this plus button and type in AI agent. And when I select this, what you're going to notice is you have something like a prompt, and you also can add an option and create a system message. These are your custom instructions for the agent. This is where you show the agent how to act on your behalf. And this is where you input the information that the agent needs to use in order to act on your behalf. So for source for prompt, I can change that to define below. And for the prompt user message, I can make that an expression, open up that window, and then I can just put YouTube video title, and then I can pop in the video title. I can enter down a few times, put YouTube video author. I can enter in the YouTube video author, and then I can put YouTube video transcript, which is really the most powerful part of this entire thing, because we can have AI look through the entire transcript to see if it's worthy and worth our time based on our goals. And our goals will be put within the system message. So right off the bat, we can copy our North Star goal that was created from the transcript automation. It's up top, and you can scroll down, and you can even do a PDF download if you want at the very bottom on the next step. What you want to do is you want to go and you want to make this system message an expression and open up this window and just put your root goal up top. And we're just going to kind of move this around a little bit, but we just want to make sure that this gets in here because this is truly the reason that we want to automate these YouTube transcripts. And the cool thing is if you go to the description and you use this GPT, which is free by the way, every one of us is going to have a different reason why we are automating YouTube transcripts. Some of you may just want to learn a bunch of information a lot faster and you don't have time to watch all the videos. Some of you just may be business professionals who want to take some concepts or some business models from the YouTube videos and extract those. It doesn't really matter what your goal is. This is where this thing gets very custom and where we can all start to learn a lot by building this AI agent out. So In the system message, I use a framework called the IOE framework. I made a full video on it, going over how to create the best instructions to make AI sound exactly like you and follow exactly what you tell it to do. I'll leave that video in the upper right-hand corner if you want to watch a full guide on creating instructions. But for now, let's just quickly create these so you can watch how this works in real time. And you can go as in-depth as you want here. So I'll give it a quick roll, and then I'll just say, you are a YouTube transcript agent, and then I'm going to tell it what it will receive. I say you will get a YouTube transcript, video title, and author, and your job is to decide whether it's worth Drake's time to watch the video or not based on his goals. And then I can put Drake's North Star goal, and that's why this is important. So now the AI agent has context into what my North Star root cause goal is for automating these transcripts. And here you honestly need to think about what is going to have the biggest return on investment in your life when consuming content on YouTube. And why do you actually watch YouTube videos? Do you like taking little pointers from them? Do you like watching full guides like this and following along in depth? This is where you need to let the agent know exactly what you want it to base its decisions around when telling you whether you should watch a video or not. This is like going inside of your brain and creating set clear instructions for it to follow. So under here, I'm going to add a knowledge section, and this is basically going to be things that I want it to know. I'll add a couple of these pound signs in order to signify that these are headers. And I can even in the role put use the knowledge section in order to tailor your answers and responses. And now I can just start adding little knowledge points. I can put knowledge and then in parentheses, information about Drake. And then I can put, he runs an AI community where he teaches evergreen AI skills. You can even put things you're not interested in here. I could say something like he isn't interested in local n8n videos. Maybe I'm just somebody who wants to stay on the cloud. I can put like Drake's main automation tool is n8n. I could put something like he loves full agent builds and replicating them for his community. So maybe if a video comes in and it's like full n8n agent build for research or whatever it may be, it will recommend that video to me since it now knows that I love that because I like replicating them for the community. That's a high return on investment task. I could keep adding to this knowledge section, and I recommend you do as well in order to actually make this agent very valuable and giving it insight into what your goals are, what do you like, what don't you like, because it will seriously change the output of this agent anytime a transcript goes through it. So the next section I want to create is the output format section. How should the agent output its response? And how should it use that output format every time it sees a transcript? So I say, you are to output answers in a specific output format each and every time. Here's the consistent output you are to use. And instead of consistent output, I'm going to put, here is the JSON object you are to use, because this is how you get consistent outputs, is by using JSON objects, something that we teach in our agent building course. So I'm going to do one real quick, and it's very simple. Don't be scared by this. I'm going to type in 2 curly brackets and enter down, and then I'm going to put quotes. I'll put summary, and then I'll arrow over, put a colon, and then 2 empty quotes with a comma. And so this is basically saying summary and then response. And now I'm going to add another object, so I want to add that comma. I can put ROI underscore score, and then again, colon, open quotes, and then a comma, since I want to add one more thing. I can just type in video underscore compliments, and then I'll arrow over, colon, and then double empty quotes, this time with no comma since it's my last object. So these are going to be the responses that the AI agent generates every time. It's going to give me a video summary, an ROI score, and how this video complements what I want to do. And so I can tell it how to use this. So I described quickly how to use this output format here. I say you are to generate a good overall summary of each transcript, going over the main concept and what happened in the video. Furthermore, you are to give an ROI score of high, medium, low, or horrible, depending on the return on investment this video would have for Drake, depending on his goals. Lastly, you are to provide video compliments. This is how the video complements or doesn't complement what Drake wants to do or his interests. So what I'd recommend is adding a little bit of goals or a little bit of what do you actually want out of a YouTube video when you come to watch? What are you interested in? So under my North Star goal, I can even add a few more goals. I can put other goals from YouTube videos. And then I could just start entering some things that I want out of YouTube videos. A couple things I added are wants valuable insights that can help his AI community become irreplaceable, wants videos that are new updates so he can stay atop of the trends, things like that. And now what you want to do is you want to copy this JSON object that you created, click outside your AI agent, select require specific output format, add the output parser. Then you want to select structured output parser here, and then replace this JSON example with the example that we gave. And now what we can do is we can add a chat model to this. So I'll add a chat model, and I can select OpenAI in the bottom left, in the bottom right-hand corner. Then you can connect your credential. It's very simple with OpenAI. I'm sure you've actually done that before. I'm just going to connect to one of my accounts, and then I'm actually going to put this on GPT-5 Mini. I recommend using a good model for this because remember, this is going to be your brain. Transcripts take up a ton of context, so it has a lot to look through. And I just wouldn't cheap out on the model or go for speed here because it's going to be making big decisions for you on any automation or agent that you build, not just this one. And so now we can really test this out. I'll go to my data table and I'll delete whatever we have in here. So I'll refresh just so we can run through all of these as examples. I'll delete. And then what we can do is we can go run this automation. So I will execute the productive dude one. This productive dude one looks like an n8n automation insane shorts automation tutorial. So it should recommend this video to me since I love full agent builds, but we will see if it does. It's going to review that transcript. It's actually reviewing that transcript right now. It looks like it already added it to our database with the transcript in there. So if I refresh our database, as you can see, the transcript's already in here. The agent is just reviewing it currently. So as you can see, it's completed now. And it created it in our structured output. So every time it will generate summary, ROI score, video compliments, which is beautiful. So I'll click into our AI agent and see what it created for us. It says ROI score high. So it really wants me to watch this video. It says, this is an end-to-end n8n workflow walkthrough that builds an automated short-form content generator, goes over everything he did in the video, shows step-by-step node setup in n8n, gives me the pricing of everything, all the tools that Carter used in that video. Then it gives me why it complements my goals. It said, why this complements Drake's goals, full agent build. It's a complete replicable agent automation pipeline, exactly the type of end-to-end agent Drake likes to replicate and teach. So it's actually looking at my goals and recommending this video to me based on what I like. So we're kind of creating our own algorithm in a way, but we get to control the algorithm. So now that we have all this information pulling in, I mean, I could keep testing. I'll go send an n8n YouTube video right now, which I think the n8n video is install n8n locally. And if you remember in my goals, I said I don't want to do local n8n stuff. So it should turn me away from this video. While this is generating, I will just add a quick Gmail node to the end of this. You can easily connect your Gmail account and send a message to an email that you want. If you want to create a new credential, you can sign in to the Gmail that you want to send emails from. And you can send this to any email, which is really cool. But now I'll create a little message that notifies us whenever one of these channels creates a new video. Let's see what it said real quick though. It says ROI score low. It's about basic local install. Useful as a quick reference for beginners. Recommend skipping unless you need a short how-to clip to onboard beginners in your community to use as a simple install guide. So very cool. So then I just wouldn't watch that video from that channel. But now we can notify ourselves. So we have some sort of notification system. So we can stay off YouTube, but still get notified when our favorite creators make content. And we'll get suggestions from our agent whether we should do this or not. So now under send a message, I'll send this to my test email. For the subject, I'll put a little emoji. I'm going to put the siren, and then I'm going to put new video alert. And then in the email type, I'll select text, and then I'll create the body of the email. So I want to make this an expression, and we can use all the data in this expression that we've picked up throughout this entire workflow. So I'll drag in the channel name that created the video. I'll go to add transcript, and I'll pull in the author. I'll say author just uploaded a new video. And so in the email, it'll look like this. Whatever the channel that uploaded is, it will have it right there. And then I can enter down a few times and I can put the video is, maybe I'll put quotes and then drag in the video title here. And now we'll enter down and put, here's a quick summary. And then I can put the summary down here. So I'll drag in the summary from the AI agent, which it gave us a summary because we did the consistent output, the JSON object. So we can now drag different things that the agent generated from a single response. I'll drag in that summary just like that. And then I can put your return on investment by watching this video is, add some suspense there. And then I'll drag in the ROI score and enter down. So now it'll say this, your return on investment for watching this video is low, since it's the quick step-by-step install guide with Docker. And then I'll put, here's why. And then I'll put in the video compliments. So this section tells why it's a good fit or why it's not. This gives me just the general score, the summary, the video title, and the author of who uploaded the video. So now it will send me emails whenever this automation starts, which is anytime one of these channels uploads a new video or on a schedule. Another quick little hack, if you don't want n8n attribution at the bottom of your emails, you can go to add option, append n8n attribution and turn that off. And now we can test out this full workflow. So I'll go to my database and I'll refresh it and delete everything real quick out of this table. Hit refresh, delete everything out of the table, and we'll run this from the top. So let's say AI Foundations comes out with a new video. We have this set up every minute, so it's watching my channel literally every minute. This would be good for competitor research as well. I'll hit execute workflow to send off a test, and it will get that transcript for me and start reviewing my video, which my latest video is actually a promo for the AI Foundations community. So I'm not sure how it's going to handle this one, but we can see how it handles it when it gets sent to my email. So I don't have to be here for this to happen. I could just activate it and let this run. But as you can see, it emailed me new video alert, and then it gives me channel name. So AI Foundations just uploaded a new video. The video is, and then it gives me the video title. It gives me a quick summary. It says my return on investment by watching this video is low because in my goals, I put that I only want videos that are full agent builds, videos that are going to allow me to build things for my community. But it gives me an exact quick summary and why it aligns with this return on investment score. What I could also do is I could add the link to the video in here as well. If I open this up and I just say something like link to video, I could paste in the video URL by dragging it from the add transcript node from earlier, just like that. And so now if I execute that step real quick, it will send me another email just like that with the video URL down here. Perfect. And you could customize this. You could make headings, forms. You could do so many things in here. It's absolutely insane. But this is the system. This is how to go from input to agent making a decision for you. What we've just done is we've eliminated the need for me or any of you to get on YouTube if you don't want to anymore. And I recommend using that GPT, the 5 Whys root cause GPT I left in the description for free. It is truly going to help you understand why you do some of the things you do. And if you start using this system and replacing a lot of the inputs that you have to make decisions on a daily basis, I know that you can save at least 2 hours a day. And if you do that, it saves you a month out of every year if you can figure out a way to save 2 hours per day. So that's all I have for this video. If you enjoyed, please drop a like. Let me know in the comments, what is the next input that you want to tackle? And I hope I still see you on this channel after the automation we built together today, but at the very least, at least put me on your RSS feed. That way your email gets notified whenever I upload. I would highly appreciate it. And like I said, I have a full free video in the description going over everything our private community AI Foundations has to offer. Probably the most expensive thing you can do right now is not investing in everything you can do to learn and master the skills of our time. Think about if you would have learned SEO or email marketing back in the 1990s and early 2000s. You'd be sitting on top of an empire. So these are the AI skills that you can learn today with us at AI Foundations. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please drop a like and subscribe. I would highly appreciate it. And with that being said, I'll see you in the next one.